Welcome to the Homebodies Podcast, and I am Sophie.
And I'm Hacker Holden. And today, we're hacking into the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Hell yeah. Or hell nah.
Maybe a hell nah. I'm thinking maybe a hell nah.
I didn't realize you kind of, what's funny is last time you were like Dracula, and you were kind of giving like
I've been trying to do the
vibes.
themes.
Yeah. No, it fits. I like it.
This is me if I was a underground criminal hacker investigator.
With a full body tat.
With the full body tat. You can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's
he actually does have one.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you just can't see it.
It's just too cool to show on camera.
Yeah, so we read the girl.
The girl. There's only one. there's not more than one girl with dragon.
The girl with the dragon tattoo, which was originally called
Men Who Hate Women.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. So it came out. Background, you guys, if you haven't heard of this book, it came out in 2004 in Swedish, and then in 2008 in English. And it actually came out. No, it came out in 2005 in Swedish, but the author died in 2004. So the entire trilogy was released like after death, which is kind of crazy and bonkers. But I feel really bad for not liking it at all because he is very dead. But I guess he doesn't care then.
Right. No, he doesn't care. And also, I don't know. It is such a bummer. Like, he wrote... Because I feel like someone else picked it up. Because there's like a 6 or 7 book series, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think
Someone
the
else
first
picked it up.
3 were written by him, and then the rest were out. Like, the publishing company still owned the IP, so they just sold it to other authors, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be haunting
Rolling
them.
in the grave.
Raffle. Rolling it on freaking... Lava. That's what I'm saying.
No, that'd be such a bummer to like, but also cool. Like, if like you're looking down, if that's like how life works, you're like, whoa, I love this cool work of art, but it would suck to not be able to see it come.
Yeah.
But so many old authors, that's the situation is. They wrote these books and then they're like big now and they're in every high school classroom, but like.
They didn't get, just like Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Do you want to summarize it, kind of, sort of, vibes?
I fear your summary would be better than mine.
I don't know if that's true.
We'll just do like the quickest summary ever.
Yeah.
So the main character, his name is...
Mikael Blomkvist.
Thank you. It starts off, he's in court he's a journalist, and he wrote something that this guy's like, it's not true, dog, and then he took him to court, and then he lost.
Yeah, he gets libel jail.
Mm-hmm. And then someone hires him to track try to figure out the mystery behind their sister's disappearance. Yeah. Basically.
I think it's like his granddaughter or great niece or something.
Oh, great niece sounds accurate.
I bet it's great niece.
Yeah.
But yeah, they hire him to come in and solve
Can you tell that we love this book?
Yeah, can you tell how little attention we paid because we did not like it?
But yeah, so he gets hired to like look into that, and then there's also this badass hacker girl.
Yes.
She's got is it identic? Is that the correct word?
I think so. That's crazy that you just pulled that out. Wow.
She's got a hella good memory, and she's just a hacker. So she like does like detective work, but she does it like
by hacking.
Like she'll break into places and like install things and like is kind of a badass.
Yeah. Versus
like following the rules. So yeah, the whole story is really them trying to figure out what happened, and then also another plot of did he actually lie in his big article or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Is there anything else you would add to the summary?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about like Swedish economy that I didn't really need.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do real quick. Star rating. For me, it was somewhere between like a 2 and a 3, way closer to a 2. Mm. But I struggled to give it a 2, and I think it's just because I try not to be a hater. Like if you go through my Goodreads or Fable or whatever, it's like I can't really go under a 3. It just feels wrong. Like, I feel like if I did not like it, I just don't rate it. Mm-hmm. That's just how I am.
I feel that.
What would you give it?
I think I would give it 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
Because I think it is, like, I didn't hate it. I think it was, like, perfectly middling. It's, like, perfect 5 out of 10. Like, there's nothing especially... There's nothing that's going to stick with me after this. Right. It's just fine. It was fine. Which, for it being such a, like, mega bestseller, I'm kind of surprised by how middling it was. But...
Yeah. I think you're on the same boat with me where I didn't know anything about this book. Mm-hmm. I did see the trailer, like, when I was younger. I remember seeing the trailer for the movie, the American version, because there's also a Swedish version. That came first. I believe they adapted it before we did. I know it's Daniel Craig is the main guy, and then I can't think of the gal's name, but I just thought it was more like a badass, like, action movie, just based on the vague things I had in my brain from the trailer. And it was so not that. It was not that. Yeah. And, like, I wasn't even done with, like, chapter 1, and I was already, like, talking smack on this book. Our family did a dinner for our older brother's birthday, and we talked a little bit with our mom about the book, and, like, Holden had finished it, and I'm pretty sure I was still on chapter 1 when I was already talking shit at that table, because I read this book last night from, like, 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., and then I woke up and finished it today. So I was already had that feeling. Mm-hmm. Now, part of me is also wondering if it's because my book goal is 300 books, and I'm really getting close to that, and if, like, books aren't hitting right now.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I didn't give this book a good, like, honest chance because it wasn't hitting, but... Anyway, I feel like I just went on and on.
No,
but your thoughts?
I think it is something that you have to read. Like, it's kind of like a slow burn. Yeah. And I do think, like, it has interesting subject. Like, I'm interested in, like, the journalist stuff and, like, libel and stuff. And it does take a lot of twists and turns, but I think it's just too long. I think if it's, like, 200 pages shorter, it would be a lot better. It's just so much. And also nothing happens.
I know. That's how I feel, too. And I agree. I enjoyed the journalist aspects. I think as someone who failed math 3 times in college, I just, like, zoned out a lot when they were talking about, like, fraud and, like, kroners and, like, paperwork and, like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of... It's a lot more, I guess, like, high-minded than a lot of... than I would expect from a very commercially successful thriller. Because most people, I imagine, pick this up as, like, as something they read on a vacation or to pass time. And so it's just, like, a lot going on for something like that. So I wasn't expecting that. And I don't think it's bad, but I do think it's a little much. I think it gets very exhausting.
Yeah, and I understand, like, there needs to be some setup, but there was so, like, throughout the whole book, so much unnecessary details. Like, describing, like, I feel like I would read a book and they would just tell me that this is what they ate, maybe. Or, like, maybe not even tell me what they ate, like, whatever. But for this book, it was, like, put butter on toast, and then he toasted it, and then he ate it, and then he washed his dish, and
it's crazy.
Yeah, did you feel that way too?
So after reading it, I felt crazy because I didn't like it, and I was like, everyone likes this book. So I went to the Goodreads ratings, and I just, like, read through some of the low ones, and most of the, like, 1 to 2 star ratings mention how many times sandwiches are described in the book. And it is, like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's just a little much.
I love some detail, but
yeah, it's just too much.
It was too much.
And I think it doesn't really become clear how anything is connected until like really late in the book. It's just like a lot of stuff occurring and a lot of them eating.
Yeah.
But
then I wanted to ask you, okay, so when you read a book, because this book did this a lot, if, like, our character enters a house and then they say, like, this house, to the left is a drawing room and the right is the living room, and then do you visualize that as you go, or do you just kind of like, okay, we're in a house, and, like, you kind of just...
Yeah, I'm not doing... If you're giving me the entire layout of the house in the beginning, I'm not gonna be able to draw that map. Give me a map.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll be able to follow.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was just like...
just too much.
Yeah, and I think that was like already like still chapter 1, maybe 2, where I was like, why are we describing the house so much?
Yeah.
Which is different than like when we read Mexican Gothic. We enjoyed like the house descriptions and the horror aspect of like that kind of stuff is fun. I love some detail, but
those,
I don't need
like in that book, it really contributed to the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and it felt like just a lot more interesting than this, where it just truly felt like they were describing things for the sake of describing them. It didn't really contribute to anything.
I know. Here's the thing: is like I feel like this book, like I'm not an expert, and I don't want to be like an asshole, but like if it had one more edit, some editor would have been like, okay, we're cutting out these details. We don't need this and that, and then it would have been really good.
Yeah.
I think there's potential here, and people love it.
Yeah.
So like we're not like the judge of all books, and
I wonder, like, first of all, I wonder how much that comes from it coming out after the author died, like people not feeling comfortable cutting content, which probably should have been cut. Yeah. And also, like, to be fair to the book, it is a translation into English, so there's a chance that the Swedish version is better.
Yeah, that's very true.
But yeah, I think it was just a little much. I wanna before we get into like plot stuff, because there's a couple of plot things that I kind of want to mention. I do, and so it's gonna be like spoilers section. I do want to say, because we kind of mentioned trigger warnings every time we do this. This is, I think, the first book we've read that actually does need like really serious trigger warnings for sexual assault. It is crazy.
Yeah, I wrote, this book is pretty fucked up. Check the triggers or just don't read it. LOL.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of sexual assault type stuff. That's like heavy on that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
A big like theme that comes up, I guess.
Right, and I don't feel like the author like hypersexualizes women in the book personally, and I feel like he uses this as a plot device. It's not like there to just be like, oh, let's freak everyone out. Like, that's like, you know what I mean?
Really mixed feelings about it, because I do think the author is like clearly writing from a perspective of like showing this is bad, like obviously, and showing that the behavior of these men is bad. And I don't think his voice is like mean to women. I don't know. I don't think he's fucked up. And I do. If you look into him as a person, like he was like a very liberal person, and he was a researcher into like right wing ideology, and that was like his whole thing was like dealing with that shit. So he clearly has a lot of care for this stuff, but also I don't know if all the portrayal was necessary. Like I think it got a little gratuitous.
Yeah. Well, and then when I read something. So part of what you said earlier too, it was originally in Swedish and translated. It sounded like they cut out some stuff and it was like worse before. It's kind of what I got out of it. Like the original version is like maybe more graphic.
Okay.
Which is kind of
that's crazy, because this is a lot.
Yeah. And
that's a thing. Okay, so I want to say this background thing about that the author has said is the story that was the inspiration behind this, was that when he was 15 years old, he saw a woman gang raped by 3 men, and her name was Elizabeth, that's crazy to me. And he like went to her afterwards begging for forgiveness for not doing anything to stop it, and she didn't forgive him. And this whole that was a really big inspiration for him writing this character named Elizabeth Salander, who's the girl with the dragon tattoo, and her history of sexual assault and stuff was, I think, like that was kind of him trying to make a story about her. But I feel like, I don't know, it seems crazy to take a story of a real woman's assault that that is not your story, and keep her name the same, and then write about that and make her fall in love with the male main character. Like, it's a whole thing that's very strange to me, I guess. That I don't think it was his thing to investigate, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also, something that came up when I was looking at stuff after reading it, was that story potentially he took from someone else and didn't actually happen. Like, he was not involved. And I feel like that's the same thing with like Twitter people, where they're just like, I know I'm like the cousin of this celebrity and they're an asshole, but there's no proof that they're the cousin. So we don't know that that's true or false. But I thought it was interesting that like there was some people claiming that it wasn't a true story that he was involved in. I was like, well, because what if the author, rest in peace, like, just took a story completely separate from him.
Yeah, and then
like that's almost
like, that's
worse
his
than what
thing.
You're saying. Yeah, already bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, either way, it's complicated.
Yeah.
But just take care of yourself, and if you skip this one, honestly, power to you, because we did a late.
we did not enjoy this one.
But it's also dark.
Yeah.
So.
And on again on the topic of sexual assault, there are 2 scenes of pretty graphic sexual assault against the main character, the female lead, Elizabeth. And then at the very end of the story, spoiler alert, Mikael Blomkvist gets like kidnapped by a serial killer. It's like crazy. It's 0 to 100 so fast.
Yeah.
And that when he's being held captive, he is about to be assaulted, and then Elizabeth comes in and saves him. And I think that kind of, I guess it just shows a certain. I don't think that if Elizabeth was the one being held captive in that scene, I don't think he would have stopped. I think he would have shown her getting assaulted, and then things happen.
Yeah.
I just think that's really interesting that there was this like opportunity where he saw that it would have been going too far to write that scene for the male lead, but he didn't see that for the female lead.
Yeah.
It's weird.
There's also weird things too, where like describing people as anorexic that aren't anorexic.
Weird.
Or like the R word was used, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Dude?
He also describes her as having childlike breasts.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it's like it is 2005, so I guess some of that is whatever, but
yeah,
reading it now is weird.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for me reading this book, so it's like I thought of Dracula for a second when I this is a similar thing, but it felt weird. So like, remember, okay, in Dracula, Lucy, we're just like supposed to assume is like stunning, has 3 men pining over her. It's Lucy, right? That's the same one. Okay, so our main male character, he has sexual relationships with 3 women in this book. And he just like jumps around like, you know, there's no problem. I feel like you're allowed to experiment or whatever. But in this book, it was just weird. Yeah. Right? Okay, so like his longtime business partner and occasional lover. They have an open relationship. Right, that's Erica Berger. Yeah. And then Cecilia. That one is weird because they have like an affair during his time on the island. And like, I just feel like if you're there to like research something and like try to help solve a problem, don't get involved like that. Yeah. Personally, so the one I had the most problems with was Lisbeth because she has some trauma. Yeah. You know. Yeah. She has some big trauma, and I don't feel like she would have like thrown herself at a man who like. She'd be like, okay, yes, this man, finally a man treats me nicely, right? But I don't think she would have been interested in that at all. Yeah. Because she was still healing and stuff, in my personal opinion. That's the thing, is
when their relationship started, it's at first it seemed to me like it was being framed as her, like, not having a framework for having a friendship with a man. So because he doesn't start the relationship with her. She's the one who comes on to him, and it's her having this like companionship with this man and not knowing how to deal with it because she's been through all this shit. So it turns into like, I guess this must be sexual. I guess I have to sleep with him. But then by the end of it seems like no, she actually was genuinely attracted to him, which did not seem like the case. Like did not seem like something that she would, again, like you said, I don't think she would be doing that at all. Elizabeth is not getting into a monogamous, like, happy relationship with some guy. Doesn't seem cool. No, like, in, like, a different version of this book, in my head, a better version is, like, he becomes, like, her, like, mentor or whatever, and then maybe she gets hired at his little Millennium company. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like they had to touch. He even says at one point he's old enough to be her father. It's like, okay. Yeah. And I don't know if partly because you already kind of elaborated on the backstory that like why the author potentially wrote this book. I'm like, also if you're already inserting yourself as this man, it's weird that like every important woman in the story you're going to have sex with, and then like I don't know, but then I also don't feel like he like hypersexualized the woman. I don't think that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think any of it was coming from a place of misogyny. Yeah. And I do think that the female characters are like pretty humanized. It's just a weird thing about this book that guy fucks crazy.
It was just like a weird like fantasy.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And the similar thing happens with Erica Wenger, the other one who sleeps with. They start having an open relationship, and they're both really open about this as like a casual no strings thing. And then she's like, actually, I'm in love with you, and we can't sleep together anymore because you're not in love with me. Mm-hmm. And the very similar thing happens with Lisbeth, where it starts as like just a thing, and then she's like, wait, I love him, and it's just unnecessary. No. Like, you writing the male lead getting crazy pussy is crazy. But that doesn't need to have anything to do with the story. It's just weird.
No, it is weird. And I went into this like I said, I have just remembered parts of the trailer, but parts of the trailer that I remember, it's like setting up Lisbeth as this like awesome feminist character. Mm-hmm. And I think the way that she's written in the book is not that, because yeah. Now also, if Daniel Craig is the man, maybe everyone will like him. But also, what?
Yeah.
Did we just read?
Yeah.
Do you have any other notes? Here's my light notes. I have Winterstrom. I'm sorry, Wienerstorm. And then creative bookkeeping. Shut up. That's all. Oh, and then I wrote another book where eugenics come up.
Yeah, this is crazy. I do have one in that vein. There is a character named Anita Wenger. And I think that's crazy.
No, it reminds me of like when Bart Simpson would prank call the bar, and and Mo would be like, he would.
Is there an Anita Wenger here?
Exactly. Like, what? But then also, we're not from there. Maybe it's a comedy. Maybe we're jerks. But that was, I agree.
We get to be jerks to the Swedish. What have they done? Anyways. I think I would have liked this more if it was written by a woman. And that's very...
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I know that's like kind of biased, but I would have given it a lot more benefit of the doubt if it was written by a woman.
Yeah, and then the narrator of the audiobook, because I did go back and forth with this one, it did not work for me. Mm-hmm. It reminded me, okay, so like sometimes it does work for me. He has a pretty thick accent, the version I got anyway. And I try not to talk about this book series because, like, you know, when I say, you'll know what I'm talking about, but like when we would listen to Harry Potter when we were driving, like on road trips, like that narrator had a very specific voice and it worked, you know? Yeah. But in this, I was like, oh my God. Now, part of that could be because I listen to audiobooks on like almost 2 times the speed, almost every time, but that didn't work for me. The male author didn't work for me. Also, it being so long.
Yeah, just too long.
If this was the same book, written by him, 300 pages, I think I could have gotten through it and been like, oh, this is interesting. Because it would have been more fast-paced. You'd have to get there quicker. It would have had less room for the details. Like, it would just be all around more better, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. That's where I'm at, too.
Well, when we read another one, like our next one, we're going to probably pick a shorter one. I don't think I care to continue the series.
Yeah, not at all. But we do not recommend this one to any of you.
Which is crazy. I didn't think that we would have a book we didn't recommend so fast.
Yeah.
And I also, because I'm just the way I am, I don't normally do that. But I'm also trying to train that out of me. I'm allowed to be a hater.
You can be a hater because it's just a book. It's not like his heart. No. Like, it's just a book.
No. And if he was
and
was still around, I think he would have like continued to write like really good books. It would have just gotten better.
Yeah.
I think what I learned reading this is I don't really love the crime genre.
Yeah.
I like mysteries. I like thrillers. I like horror. But like this, when we're talking about finances so much, does not do it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I read books that get this dark, but they're better.
Well, I've heard people talk about this like domestic noir genre where it's less of like a detective solving a crime and like it's all this complex shit and more of like, you know, a wife whose husband is like maybe committing crimes. Like that setting has become more of the norm with thrillers now, and I prefer those. I think they're more interesting when the main character isn't as like when the main character is like part of a family, or it's not like some guy who's researching this, I guess. Yeah, I think that's kind of become the vibe because it's better. At least it's more readable to me.
There's a reason.
I do like I love Miss Marple. She's great. I love detective stories.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? I love To Kill a Mockingbird. But yes, it does. It's like a court drama. That's not the same.
Yeah, it's not. This one just didn't hit.
It did not hit.
Enough of the suspense.
Yeah.
A little much.
That's pretty much it. I think we've exhausted our opinions on this book, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We gave it an honest try. I never DNF books. We've been through this. I can't. Another thing I would love to try out myself.
Yeah.
So I think we gave it an honest try. We read it from start to finish. We powered through. This is the first book, like, in years that I was like, kind of wish I could put this down.
Yeah, I think if we weren't doing it for the podcast, I would not have finished it.
So that was all the super negative stuff, and read it at your own risk.
Yeah. Great.
Bye.
Bye.